Police Chief Tim Kelemen has been dealing with a lawsuit because he basically went after a Tea Party leader in his area in Wisconsin. Now, apparently the Tea Party in his area were getting on his nerves because they kept doing these protests that were basically dealing with traffic or making it really difficult for people to get by. It's a very small town of 4,000 people. So Kelemen took it upon himself to work with city lawmakers to ensure that if they do protest, it's going to be a little more restricted, okay? So he was concerned that the protests were distracting drivers, and Kelemen convinced the town board to pass an ordinance in October banning signs, banners, and flags on the bridge, which angered the Tea Party supporters. So at that point, the Tea Party supporters got upset and started sending him threats. They started calling the police department, threatening him, threatening his life. And he's like, oh, you're going to mess with me. You're going to mess with the police chief. Well, I'll show you something. All of a sudden, he started signing up the Tea Party leader for porn sites and also gay dating sites and also for Obamacare.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite. So, and now the cop's in trouble. They're like, dude, you can't do that. Okay, which is true, I suppose. So I'm going to go in and out here. I mean, on the one hand, I actually, believe it or not, side with the Tea Party. I think you will believe it because I think they have a right to protest on the bridge. And the guy says it's distracting the drivers, maybe a little bit, but I think they still have that right. And I wouldn't have taken down their banners or their flags and stuff like that. So I start on the side of the Tea Party. But then, in response to what was a legal order, you agree or disagree, and you can take them to court, and you should, and they did, right? Then they start harassing the police, and they start calling in ad nauseum. Now, wait a minute. Now you're starting to endanger public safety there because the cops actually have a job, and if the calls don't get through, somebody might be hurt, etc. And then the calls become threatening. Now, so these are obviously Tea Party supporters. We don't know exactly who made the calls, but there's an investigation into that too. And then they're threatening. No, we can't have that. Then you lose my support completely. I'm back on Kelemen's side, right? And then signing up the Tea Party leader to the gay dating sites. You just got to let him go on cleverness alone.
Yeah. Right.
You know, I mean, if I'm the judge, I'm like, look, come on, Kelemen, you know you shouldn't have done that. But you know what? Get out of here.
So he's facing some pretty serious charges, right? They're misdemeanor charges. Misdemeanor unlawful use of a computerized communication system, basically meaning that you're using the internet improperly, right? I can't even.
Using the internet improperly is a crime?
Can you imagine how many people should be sued right now?
Yeah. Serious fucking trouble.
But I will say, like, I can't imagine wasting resources on this lawsuit. It's ridiculous. Like, the guy got his feelings hurt. Okay, Tea Party dude, like, you don't like getting those emails. Block those emails. You'll be fine.
Yeah, but if they're going to go that crazy over a bridge, they're going to go this crazy over SeanCody.com, and don't act like you don't know what that is. I mean, these are.
I don't.
Okay, I didn't think you actually did. Gay porn site. I have a lot of friends. So these are the kind of people that are going to get outraged by this thing. So this is not crazy. This is right on schedule that they're super pissed about this, right?
Yeah, no, you're right. I get why they're pissed. And by the way, let's understand that the authorities are actually on the cop side because they got him dead to rights. He definitely did it, right? They traced it back to his house. He confessed. So what they could have done is impersonating someone else, not police. Identity fraud. And those are all felonies. And if it's a felony, then he loses his job. If a misdemeanor, even if he goes to jail and he faces up to 90 days in jail, he can still go back to being the sheriff. Yeah. Okay.
Nobody would go to jail for this stuff.
I hope if he does, he laughs the entire 3 months without ever stopping.
Yeah. My guess is he's going to pay a fine. It's going to be a misdemeanor. He's going to keep his job. It's going to be fine. It's basically the authorities doing what I said, which is like, Kelemen, you're crazy. Come on, don't do that again. Yeah, you know what? Kelemen, all right, you know what? Okay. Get out of here.